Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's Throwback Thursday, and on Throwback Thursday I give you a little bit of trending news, and then we have a movie that is somehow related to that topic in a roundabout way. And so what's our trending news today? Well, Ezra Miller has issued an apology, and I thought I would explain what this means for him going forward, and then we're going to do our throwback movie review of Superman Returns. So let's jump into it. So, Ezra Miller issued an apology, and they have come forward and issued this apology, but is it too little too late? I'm going to break down what this means for the future of the DCEU as far as their career and what I think it means for that as well. So, here we go, breaking it down a little bit for you. Let's first look at what they said. They said, and this is their quote, apologizing for their actions. Having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, I now understand I am suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment. I want to apologize to everyone I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior. I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy and safe, productive stage in my life. Now that is their statement about their apology and, how they are seeking help. Now, the reason this is kind of important to note to begin with, a lot of people aren't talking about this week. So even though you might have heard a little bit of this in the news, let me break it down to you in another way. If you remember, about a week ago or so, we did a video talking about this situation. We talked about how DCEU, Warner Brothers Discovery, gave them an option. They said, there are three things we can do. Ezra can either issue an apology and get the help that they need, at which point we have them in limited promotion for this movie. Well, the second option was they don't issue an apology. We wash our hands of them and whatever. The third option was things get worse somehow, and we have to scrap the project altogether. That's essentially the way it went down. So there was an ultimatum given to Ezra Miller, who had been traveling with their mom in the past couple of weeks. So the reason I say this is kind of an important thing to realize is that this statement, this apology, was part of a deal. Ultimately, his mom may have contributed to this in some way, shape, or form, and I'm sure she did. But they actually had to do this to become even remotely involved in the release of this movie. I don't know what sort of things they will receive as a result of this other than saving face. If they behave in a nice way throughout promotions, maybe they're allowed to continue to work on other projects with Warner Brothers Discovery. Maybe they're able to continue within the Harry Potter universe of Fantastic Beasts. Since, as far as I know, no actual incidences happened on that set. We know that the incidents that happened on the one set they were on, the movie basically is going to be released and their name was taken out of the credits from what I understand. Now, this particular thing sounds very, they could have written it. Their Instagram and their Twitter stuff seems like they are really intelligent and could have come up with this to say. However, the fact that it's so vague makes me think that the company itself came up with this. To say, hey, this is what you're going to say. You're not going to apologize for any one specific incident. You're going to do a broad statement that's going to keep it vague. You're going to do the promotion then after you've gotten the help that you need. You have until 2023. You're going to do the promotions, you're going to behave, and then we're going to reevaluate whether Warner Brothers Discovery ever works with you again, because the DCEU side of it will not. So it becomes about saving face. And not only that, this opens up the door for them to make a comeback and be able to be involved with other companies and other films, because they are getting the help that they need. So ultimately, that's something I don't see a lot of people talking about this week. They're talking about the apology and whether or not they think it is real, or whether or not they think that Ezra Miller is just saying something, but they are not talking about the fact that this has to be real. This is a real apology. It's issued by the company saying that, yes, Ezra Miller is going in to get the help they need. That's what is important here. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that this is a well thought out plan for Warner Brothers Discovery? Do you think that ultimately it works out? Do you think they end up regretting it? I think if they behave, it opens up the door for them to potentially make a comeback. What do you guys think? Now, let's jump into our next topic, which is Superman Returns. Now, Superman Returns is very noticeable for being the return of Superman before the Man of Steel. This was part of a plan to bring Superman back after the long absence left by Christopher Reeve's death. Christopher Reeve was always the definitive Superman, and so the idea was to get somebody who could ultimately look like he could be Christopher Reeve. The part went to Brandon Routh, who played in such things as Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and other projects, and is probably better known for playing in The Legends of Tomorrow on the CW, and most notably in the crossover of it, Crisis on Infinite Earths. He actually revised the role of this particular Superman, which is meant to be the same Superman played by Christopher Reeve. Now, here's the thing about this. The casting also included Kevin Spacey, who, as you may or may not know, has gotten into a lot of trouble himself. His career is absolutely over, and there is no saving him in the future. There is nothing that he can do or say that will ever allow Hollywood to work with him again. Now, the thing of it is, that's not what we're talking about here in general, although I think that is very relevant to the Ezra Miller situation. If you know what's been going on with Ezra Miller, it's kind of the reason we're doing the review of Superman Returns, to make that comparison and say, hey, did Ezra Miller cross a line like this, and can Ezra Miller make a comeback? Did Kevin Spacey definitely cross the line that they cannot come back from? But Brandon Routh plays Superman in this, and I believe he does a pretty great job. At times, he looks so much like Christopher Reeve that it is just haunting, and it is fun to watch. The movie itself leaves a lot to be desired, with a crazy plot about terraforming the world. Didn't we get that in The Man of Steel? Isn't that one of the things that General Zod had in mind, to build a new Krypton? Well, that's right, friends. This movie did it first, with Lex Luthor having a crazy plan to terraform the Earth in kryptonite, therefore destroying Superman for good, because he took several years from Lex Luthor's life while Lex Luthor rotted behind bars because of that overgrown Boy Scout. And he succeeded. He built a little area that was entirely terraformed from kryptonite, which ultimately allowed Superman to lose his powers. General Zod didn't get that far in the Man of Steel. General Zod didn't even get to a point of taking over the Earth in Man of Steel. Superman pretty much came in and took care of that right away. But here's the thing about that. The whole thing of building a new Krypton was kind of done here first. And this movie did have its share of problems. Like Kate Bosworth playing Lois Lane. She's by far probably the most unpopular Lois Lane that we've ever seen in a movie, at least. You had Parker Posey, who I always just absolutely adore, playing sort of the Miss Tessbacher role in this movie. And she does an amazing job. Overall, I would recommend this movie, especially if you are a fan of the Christopher Reeve movies. If you are a fan of the Christopher Reeve movies, you could do so much worse than to check this movie out. It is the sequel that really feels close to those movies. So let us know definitely what you think in the comments. Share this video with all of your friends so they can be part of the conversation too. YouTube likes everybody to be part of the conversation, and we like it too. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. YouTube loves it. It's free, and we love it too. And then don't forget, Miko says we need more subscribers. And yeah, you know, Miko wouldn't lie to you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video we do. And at the end of the day, fandom is family.